There it is. There he is. Militant Farmer Adventures. What's good, my brother? What's good? Welcome to the campfire. Too soon to tell Tuesday edition right here on the campfire. It is indeed too soon to tell, Greenleaf. Hope everybody's having a great night.
So we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, yeah.
We're live.
Look,
look, this is actually talking to me now. I'm gonna have to turn this down.
See how it is? I work here. I get ads on the fucking live stream. See this shit? Look at his ad. Feel my pain,
he be getting them ads.
He won't be happy till I pay him.
They're force feeding him the ads.
Can I
force feeding him? Yeah. Are we? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is everything coming through?
Acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, looks good. We're kind of far away from the camera,
so go to the chat and then swipe up.
Okay. All right. You got it, boss.
Just,
oh, look at that. Yeah. 5x5. Eric M1RV. What's happening, my brother? How are you?
Eric can hear us, fucking Mars
Yeah, if
fans.
Eric can hear us, everybody can hear us. Travis, what's happening, my friend? How are you? Johnny Preps, thank you for the 5x5. Loretta, thank you for the 5x5. Greenleaf, welcome everybody to Too Soon to Tell Tuesday, the campfire edition. I hope it looks all right. I mean, we got some traffic and shit in the background, but it looks good to me, Livingston, man. What do you?
Yeah, it don't look too bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
Something a little. They sure as hell don't watch this show because of what we look like, I'm sure.
Different. Eric is back from vacation. Welcome back to the working world. Eric, welcome back. Looks good, sounds good. Wolfang, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
For even coming back. I can't take a vacation because I won't come back. I'll be like, you know what?
Livingston man's just going to go on forever vacation.
Go off on that Rumspringer, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I ain't coming back. I'm not returning to the faith, I'm sorry. You know,
it's getting cold out, guys. It's getting cold. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the cold snap is indeed here. This is, we'll call this, this is false fall, Livingston man. This is your first false fall. Let's get a little nip in the air and you're like, oh, I gotta bring all the clothes out. It will be 80 degrees again on Monday.
I lived here a long time. Don't put your shorts away just yet if you're wondering. Some of you guys don't put your shorts away at all. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, there's those types too. The big rubber boot guys.
And they wear
shorts.
The shorts, hoodie, and the muck boots.
Those guys. They might be onto something. But hey, who knows?
Seems to work.
It does. I often see that attire. And the reason we didn't post earlier tonight that we were going to be live tonight, we didn't even know if we were going to go live tonight. I had no idea what we were going to do tonight. The Tuesdays now are more of kind of cram content days for us, I would say, Livingston man. You know, the live streams are fun and everything, but it just, you know, it felt like we weren't really getting the content out that I wanted to. So I'm totally willing to sacrifice the Tuesday evening live streams to work on bigger projects. And we've got another one. It's done. It's in the pipes, and it's ready to go. Man, you got hot rodders out here tonight, huh? Hot rodders. Yeah.
He wasn't even going that fast. They just sound like that.
It must be those stupid deer whistles that everybody puts on their cars.
Yes. Right? Well, yeah. The thing is, we shoot and like discuss content all the time, and we have like a serious backlog of like
things that we want to do.
Our sewer pipes are kind of backed up. Like,
yeah. We got to get in there and get this shit done. But it's a lot of work, guys. Filming all these. You know, we like to go a little higher quality and put a good production together for you guys, something that looks good. Hopefully the first aid class video looked as good as I thought it did. I thought it came out really well. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I really hope you guys get in touch with Strategic ETC and get yourself some quality medical training. Please go get medical training.
The cameo you put me in there. It was literally I think it was 6:38 or some shit in the morning.
Yeah.
I got up because I knew you were getting up early and coming. I didn't know when you were coming. I looked at the phone. You're like, on my way. I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was it's all real, man. It's all
real.
I didn't even wash
Everything
my
you
face
see is real. Yet. I was like, yeah. It's such stuff you wanted.
Yeah.
Do this.
All for a thumb screw for the GoPro. Yeah, I used it too. Thank you.
Good thing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it made it all happen. It made it all happen. But yeah, I thought it came out really good. I did. I thought it came out really good.
Did that all by yourself? I didn't have I had no
Yeah.
hand in it.
Yeah. Great video. All sponsors better have shown up and passed. Eric N1 RV. Everybody did. Everybody showed up. Everybody passed. I can't thank the folks who sponsored people enough. Eric was one of those folks. He sponsored somebody to take the class. So if you took the class, Eric could have been your sponsor if you were sponsored.
It's
I
like
want to
having
thank
a
the
heart
community.
donated or something. It's like
Yeah, man,
it's not an organ donor, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's so cool for the community to give back to folk. You know, they couldn't go themselves, and they're like, "Oh man, that's really awesome." You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to sponsor somebody to go.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's humongous. That's humongous.
That?
I know Vision Preparedness sponsored somebody to go. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival sponsored somebody. Strategic ETC sponsored somebody. And there's a lot of other subscribers. Ghost Lincoln sponsored 2 people for the medical class. We had another subscriber sponsor 2 people for the medical class. And there was countless others who couldn't afford the whole entire medical class, but could pay a portion. So we kind of worked the numbers and had them pay what they could afford, and you know, took donations all through the month to make sure that we could make up those gaps and get those people in and get them certified medical training. Go get medical training. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to be your own first responder in all aspects of life, Livingston, man. Whether it's your car breaking down the side of the road, you got to have the tools to be able to get back going again. Or it's, you know, you hurt yourself at work, you got to be able to treat yourself until you can
into the hospital.
Well, yeah, you have to be able to treat yourself until you can get to better medical care. And get as advanced as you can, guys. Get as advanced as you can. We're probably going to need it. I mean, look at the way things are going. We're really probably going to need it. So go get some good quality medical training.
In a like a traumatic emergency.
Eric, thank you so much for your donation.
EMS, of course, wishes they could, but in a traumatic emergency, EMS can't get there fast enough when you're like the victim.
Yeah,
or even a bystander who's trying to like handle the situation. Like they can't get there fast enough, and if you are qualified to handle the situation, then that panic is way lessened.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, it doesn't cover everything, Livingston, man, but it gives you a
to stand on.
Absolutely, it's a solid foundation to stand on, and there's so many more advanced classes that you can get into that will teach you advanced life-saving skills. And some folks love that stuff, man. Some folks reach higher. You know, they get a taste of this, and it's something that they want to do it all the time. And who knows? You know, maybe there's a paramedic in you, and you just don't know it yet. So go get yourself some medical training. Start with just the basics, man. CPR, first aid, AED. That's super basic stuff.
Job site stuff. Some jobs require you to know, like, at least watch a video on how to
Absolutely, absolutely. He says, single CPR, I'll make a call. Perfect.
It's chilly enough out here. It says it's 64, but I think this is not.
Yeah, that's probably reading the inside temperature. It is a little chilly out here. Almost time for the hoodie, Livingston, man. Almost time for the hoodie. We'll be offering OSHA 10 and 30 in 2024. Fantastic, Travis. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know a lot of folks need that training for work. You know what I mean?
Now, I watched that video, and like a couple other folks also raised the same concern. It seemed as though Travis's facility is extremely unsafe. I mean, around every turn, there's just
somebody really
all
messed up.
I mean, like, is there no building inspector? Like, what is this?
No, it's totally staged. These were all scenarios that we worked through.
Evolutions.
Correct. They call them evolutions.
And now what that means, right, is so like it starts like, oh, this guy's nose is bleeding. Next thing you know.
Yeah, down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Like, a homie fell off the roof, and next thing this guy's impaled on the iron spike, and yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good time. It's not a good time. And knowing how to sustain somebody's life, until they get to better care is huge, you know, and wilderness first aid teaches you that sometimes you can be days or weeks away from help arriving, and you have to be able to stabilize somebody and keep them there for a sustained amount of time. So it goes a little bit beyond the basics, you know what I mean? We're dealing with remote locations and things like that, and then having to potentially carry a person many, many miles to get them to further care.
Now, you know, this is actually an ancient skill. There's evidence in the archaeological record that like Neanderthals and like primitive humans and were capable of what you just said.
Yeah.
To keep like grievously wounded warriors, or like maybe they went and fought a bear or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
They were
Who
able
knows?
and
Cave
like,
bears, right?
not only willing but able to like sustain someone and save their life when it otherwise would have been a completely like, you know, grave injury and like.
Oh yeah, yeah. They would have certainly perished.
So humans have been capable of this for longer than the modern times, for sure.
Yeah.
So this training is
Humongous.
and it's an evolution of what you kind of already know how to do. We touched on these like blood skills.
Oh yeah, yeah, the stuff that's like ingrained in your soul. You want to keep people alive.
And what you were saying about like, you know, maybe there's an EMT in you, like some people were really like, like tasting this. You know?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it being reawakened in them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I've seen people go much further with their training after taking one of these courses, all the way to the point where they ride in the back of the ambulance now.
You know, find your calling or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it. You know?
yeah. You know, it really awakened those skills in them, and they took it a whole lot further. And the whole entire community now is better served because this person, you know, heeded their calling and went and did the thing. Now it's a lot of training.
There's two things I think everybody should know how to do. Some form of like martial art.
Okay. Okay.
And this exact sort of training.
Yeah, first aid training.
And once everyone in the world knows those two skills, you will have world peace, you will have world respect, you will have like the great society.
Could be. Totally could be. You know, it's common sense, I say, is almost a superpower nowadays. And morals seem to be taking the same route, Livingston, man. The moral decay of society, it feels like it's almost complete. You know, I don't know if it can get, well, of course it can get worse.
Don't say it again. Say its name 3 times.
You know, the moral decay, there's no moral values.
You don't need them. For what?
Yeah. You know, it.
You would be a prick at the gas station and it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So
no, it affects somebody else.
And at the end of the day, and then whether you're on the giving or receiving end of it, you come to accept it. Just it's the way of the world. It's how it is. You know, you gotta fight through that. You gotta stiff upper lip and be the better man and all this. And but the thing is, like that, nobody is. For every defensive driver, there's 10 offensive drivers.
Oh yeah, big time. Old Mutt, good evening. Welcome. Who else snuck in? Tracy K, good evening.
I want you to tell us, let's see, where are we at here? Oh, really? Shit, we've only been at this for 13 minutes. All right, fine. Well, we're not even ready to talk about.
He set a timer or something.
Well, I have a watch on.
My timer is this fire. As it gets a little bit lower, I'm gonna have to throw on the hoodie. Oh, you got another piece of wood. You want me to chuck it on there?
If you're cold.
Throw another shrimp on the barbie. There we go. Some firebugs for the camera.
I figured that too soon to tell. And now there's like
an invasion going on, Livingston, man, at the southern border. In case you didn't know.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but that's been going on for quite a long time, and now apparently it's becoming a real problem.
It reached a fever pitch. They're talking 11,000 illegals crossing a day. Highest number they've seen it's the highest number they've seen in a long time. I don't believe it's a record, but the highest number they've seen in a long time.
I've been struggling about how to like process this whole thing because I haven't seen it yet, but maybe kind of. That kind of I don't. know what we should be vetting these people.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We should be in this. If we're going to vet American citizens the way we do to exercise the rights that we're supposedly guaranteed, then we should be vetting folks that want to become American citizens. Everybody,
Absolutely.
you hear stories. I know guys who came here legally, did the process, are American citizens now, who can't stand what they're seeing here. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
I mean,
me-
you
it's not
go
me,
through the
like,
process. It's disrespectful to
I work
them.
on an upstate New York farm.
Right.
I am a fucking minority there. Okay, I'm just a white guy. I know all these guys are like, this is unbelievable what is being allowed to happen here.
It's true.
I had to jump through hoops. I had to prove myself. I had to pass the test. I had to, take a medical examination. I had to do all kinds of freaking Poke Your Project Alice's restaurant shit. Debunked and rebunked and unbunked.
Yeah.
But then
fact checked.
come to find out, you can just stroll across the border, and I don't blame the people who are doing it. This is not a case of hate the player. This is a case of hate the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, the laws are not being enforced, obviously. And the sanctuary cities, i.e. New York, are taking it on the chin, Livingston.
Ironically,
Man.
because
If these numbers continue in 120 days,
that's the real
in
problem.
120 days, there will be 1.3 million people in this country that came across the border if that 11,000 person a day number is allowed to continue. I think that number should scare people. That's a huge number. That's 1 million people. That's a formidable opponent, Livingston, man. You know what I mean? This is not all women and children. There are a lot of people that they would say of military age from a foreign country coming across the southern border with no. Well, they're talking people
Everybody
from
say,
18.
military.
Well, they're talking people between like 18 years old and 35 years old.
Oh, you mean? Let's use another fucking term for it then. Working age.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to do. New York City.
What do you think they're going to do?
New York City is...
first you're going to cross the border, then you're going to get a job at the Apple Farm, and then when the time is right, the fucking Communist Party of North Korea is going to airdrop y'all AK-47s, and you're going to fucking start the revolution.
Never.
What do you guys think's going on?
It's
here?
never going to
These
happen.
people just want to work. They came here on the same dream.
And
that
they
all
will.
of our, unless you came here on the Mayflower, and I stress came here. And to push that even further, unless you're an indigenous American, you have no claim to talk about anybody else coming here without a lot better evidence than a lot of you are presenting.
So let's talk about the strain on the financial system.
Politicians did that. People promised a new life, did not.
I think you're right. I think you're definitely right about that.
Sanctuary fucking states and cities talked all this shit because they're insulated from what was an issue.
Yeah, they're thousands of miles away from the border.
Right, so they can talk all that and act righteous and like so-called, woke. And then when it came home to roost, they realized that, holy cow, this is an issue. And oh wow, wouldn't you know it?
The financial burden.
You reap what you sow. Man, what the problem is that us as New Yorkers will reap what they've sown.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
will pay.
Absolutely.
We're gonna pay.
We're gonna pay big time.
do.
They're reaching out for federal aid, and I think some of it's gonna come. But I think ultimately New Yorkers are gonna take a lot of this on the chin. They're talking about $1 billion in the coming years
I saw
for
that,
housing.
That number was bigger. That was $1 trillion.
Oh, that's $1 trillion in housing. I missed some zeros. When they throw so many up
that's
there,
a lot of zeros.
yeah, that's a lot of goose eggs. And they throw this money around like it's nothing, I
want to
and
stress
it's
here,
unsustainable, Livingston Man.
I want to stress here that my official position as the Livingston Man and as a person is that my grievance with what's going on here is not with my common man who just wants to come and do work and live a better life.
The broken system.
My grievance is with this system that allows this, or the system that tries to tell me that my fellow working man who like just wants to like make a life for his family is for some reason my enemy, when it's not the people like talking down to me and like manipulating the whole thing like puppeteers. We have to always remember this. When you get fired up about a cause, who fired you up about it? Who radicalized you? The fucking mainstream media did. The government did. The outside forces talking in your fucking ear through that cell phone did that to you. Careful what you perceive as real. You don't know it, you didn't really see it.
Wolfang says, I just run amok.
That's all. Or just, you know, detach yourself and stop giving a fuck. That's another excellent piece of advice.
Yeah.
Stop watching the conspiracy shit, you guys, all right?
Well, there's so much of it. There's so much of it. And it's hard to decipher the truth from a lot of this bullshit that's out there.
Joe Rogan's like,
it really
mainstream media is lying to you. All right, so last night, so I checked, I said, how many fucking, so Joe Rogan has like on average like 115 million like people like check out his shit.
Okay.
All the other medias like CNN, Fox, ABC, and all of them have about that combined.
So Joe Rogan has more reach than mainstream
Joe
media.
Rogan is the fucking mainstream media, okay? So there's that, you know. 9 out of 10 dentists. You know why there's 9 out of 10 dentists? It's unbelievable that 10 of them would agree to it. There's just that guy they pay to be like, fuck this. Yeah. It's believable.
How do I be that guy? You know, I want to be the guy that they pay to say, fuck this.
He's not real. You ever look into it? You ever like check on your Crest toothpaste? Who signed off on that?
Yeah, 9 out of 10 dentists.
Fucking information don't exist. What are you gonna need to file a Freedom of Information Act proposition just to figure out who was the 10th dentist that said this shit's bullshit? You probably censored him. You know?
He he comes
all
out
fake.
and he's like,
It's all
no,
fake,
you guys
you guys.
shouldn't have that stuff.
Question everything, even the shit you agree with.
Yardbird says, I haven't watched one Joe Rogan show ever.
I've never seen Joe Rogan's show ever either.
I used to listen to some of his podcasts.
Never like watched, seen, heard, and none of it.
But
So it's like Jamie
I got
pulled that
out of
chick,
it, man.
wow,
I
I
gotta listen to music at work. I gotta get in the groove.
People listen to podcasts at work are weird. How are you not like vibing to music?
Yeah, you gotta vibe to music, man. You gotta vibe to music at work. Well, unless your work is, you know, like Travis's work, then he can't really vibe out to music at work.
My one coworker, he like.
Sorry, Travis.
He straight vibes to like Rush Limbaugh and like that other guy that's just like Hannity.
Oh,
He's like listens to that shit, like he's
Yeah.
entertained by it. I'm like, how do you even bop your head to this? I'm like, this sucks. This guy's flow is garbage.
yeah. Sean Hannity can't freestyle for shit.
This beat sucks, dude. Like, I think we're becoming complacent again. You know why? It's because now we're like kind of searching for a crisis. When they hit us with that thing they did to us like 2 years ago there.
Oh yeah.
It was a crisis, you know, there was something to focus on. Like there was a reason for our resistance and our defiance and whatever else, feeling some kind of
Right.
Anymore,
Oh, I don't need a reason.
there
I don't need a
isn't
reason.
even one. Even if you needed one, there isn't one to find. You got to go like searching for it. Like you got to go look for trouble. Like fucking Ukraine's like sucks. Fucking COVID like sucks. Fucking,
everything.
Biden sucks. Trump sucks. DeSantis sucks. Migrants suck.
Yeah,
Hollywood strikes sucks.
giant fucking meteor,
Jeffrey
2024.
Epstein fucking sucks. Remember him? No,
He doesn't exist.
it's the only
Neither does
documented
his
story.
list.
You can dig up dirt
It's
on
safe.
anybody, but that's
It's safe.
And you know, it's all just like, nobody cares. We are in this sort of like existential end times where we all kind of have like nothing to live for right now.
Well,
And what's scary
don't
is
know.
that they're going to present us with one.
could be. I hope not. I hope not.
That 9/12. Remember when Glenn Beck called it 9/12?
Yeah.
It took a catastrophe on a global scale to make everybody all of a sudden put down their fucking bullshit and be like, holy cow, you know what? We're all humans, dude. Imagine that. And we all forgot that. And of course, I don't know how long it's been. That was 2001. 22 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that
23.
already.
23.
You know, like if I want to use a biblical a comparison, the Lord's going to flood the earth again. Remind everybody why what we have here is so special. Because we'd be squabbling over some.
Yeah,
real
I think
dumb
he
shit.
didn't he say he wouldn't flood it again. He would use a different means,
fire or
but to destroy it nonetheless.
You know, it was a vague promise. He said, I won't flood you again. You're like, what do you mean by that?
Oh,
Just
yay.
what I said.
Yay.
Just what I said.
Yeah, fire raining from the sky seems much more appropriate.
I think, and this is usually where I would like call for like class warfare and eat the rich and shit, but not even that. I think it's time that we all started remembering that we're all just people like living on this speck of dust in this whole big fucking universe that we ain't allowed to understand and couldn't if we tried. And like leave the petty bullshit behind, believe what you see, and question everything that you don't. Don't take anybody's word for anything.
Yeah, do your own research, folks. Do your own research. And please, for the love of God, go test your preps. If you get that bag, go outside and use it. Do something with it. Make sure you know how to use everything in there.
So you bought all this kit on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
When you show up at the function,
and you can't function.
that better not be still in the plastic. That better not be like you rolling that out. It's got like creases in it and shit. Although, you know, our functions are indeed for you to come and test out yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We also stress that you should like just
Indeed.
know how it works. Say it's an
Well,
emergency.
you know what? It's
You got mad lucky that shit got delivered that day.
Yeah. Oh, I've
SACF.
had it happen. I've had it happen. The stuff literally showed up as I was walking out the door, and I was like, I got to try this out. I'm going out there. I have to do it. I have to do it. That's what it's for. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Wearing it in the kitchen. You know? Yeah.
Wearing it in the kitchen.
Babe, check this out.
Yeah, totally. But Hunter's pissed off now. He thought this was my fire pit. He went looking for us.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Well,
Undisclosed location.
he was on the treadmill this morning. He didn't even need that walk.
No.
He didn't even need that walk.
No.
But,
Hey, if I know Hunter like I think I do, he totally rolled up on the quad and tried to shine headlights in my eyes at the fire pit.
You'll never find us, fucker.
No.
Undisclosed location, my brother.
Too much traffic behind him. Yeah, it's true. It's true. The only thing in your bug out kits that should stay wrapped until you need them are Band-Aids and condoms, says the prepping mantis. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. Tourniquets. If you guys got a tourniquet in your bag, open it up, take it out, and stretch it out and make it as big as you possibly can right now. So it's this big, giant hoop. I call that staging your tourniquet.
Right now.
Take it out, pull it out, stretch it out, make a big old loop.
There's like that one guy watching.
Just a little tiny
bag
piece.
Right there. He's like,
little tiny piece to hold it together at the end, and then put it back in, wrap it back up, and put it away. Now it's staged, and if you need it, you don't have to waste the time to open it, to put it on, to close it. It's already open.
I saw you.
You put it on and close it.
So you caught sweat. Now I want to hear from the EMS community here. I saw you catch smoke for having your scissors and tourniquet outside of your pouch.
Did I?
Yeah, our good buddy Jimmy Bravo wasn't happy about you having it.
Oh, well, he was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you have it on the outside of a kit, you know, something like a little more tactical, you would definitely want it all put away.
Especially the scissors, and I always see EMTs and they got the scissors right there, like kind of quick grab that. But I understood his logic too. Like if you're not an EMT and instead your kit is strapped to like your bag.
Yeah.
You need to strap down your kit because your scissors, your tourniquet, and those very important items could get ripped off by stuff, and you won't.
Yeah,
feel
branches and things.
You won't know it happened. All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, my leg!" And
yes, no tourniquet. Lo siento.
Sucks, bro.
Hope you got a bootlace.
It's back there somewhere. You want to go walk for it? Go try.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I would feel torn on how to do this. I suppose in a wilderness situation versus like on the streets, like as a paramedic and EMS, who's like that's your job.
Yeah.
And you're ready to run up.
Yeah,
and
they have all the stuff.
Then you want your quick release stuff. But if you're not like a designated like corpsman or a medic or whatever your little organization chooses to refer to this person as,
Right.
you might want to keep your stuff more locked down than.
Yeah. Yeah. You can use a cheap fix for things like that are hair ties, Livingston man. You can use some hair ties and loop them in, especially if you have molly webbing. It can really help attach gear. Rubber
I've seen a heavier
bands.
duty, like the big, it's thick black rubber band.
Yeah,
With like these like stoppers on them. And you can.
Yeah. Any kind of shock cord, you can usually find that stuff at Walmart pretty cheap in the craft aisle. Just some black shock cord and wrap that around and
Now,
cinch things down.
This conversation slides right into noise discipline,
Absolutely.
where you're going to want to tie
Absolutely.
a lot of your stuff down anyway, because you don't want to be rattling and making a bunch of fucking racket when you're
Correct.
moving
Correct.
around.
Well, especially if you're trying to move quietly through an area.
Not only anyone that tows a trailer or has ever like drove like materials to a construction site knows, the better you strap down the load, the better the vehicle handles.
Oh
So,
yeah, absolutely. Same thing. Same thing. You don't want stuff sloshing around.
Yeah.
You want a good fit in your pack. Make sure it's good and tight to your body and comfortable. You should be able to breathe without issue and not have too much pull on your shoulders. That waist belt really matters. It takes a lot of the load off
waist
of
belt's
your
the most
shoulders.
important like part of the thing. It changes everything.
Yeah. I know the Prepared Irishman has been experimenting with some packs, and we've been talking about his new pack. And he could carry me in that thing, no problem. Strap me in and just haul me out. Especially because it's fitted right. You know what I mean? It puts the load in the right places, that you're carrying most of that weight on your hips and not on your shoulders and pulling you backwards, you know?
A fit human being can carry something between 1/3 and 2/3 of their body weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, perhaps the pack is rated to carry you.
Yeah,
That
but
really
the
depends on whether
individual,
he
yeah,
is.
correct. But it's all about how you distribute that load in your pack as well. It can make a heavier load seem lighter if you pack it right, or it can make a lighter load seem really awkwardly heavy if you pack it wrong.
Balance is the key.
Yeah.
and
I
there's,
know the Irishman will have some
only do we-
something to say about this.
I figure maybe we have one, but there are a million videos out there, and there are different ways and different disciplines you'll find on how to pack a ruck, we'll call it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There's going to be the military style, there's going to be the mountaineering style, there's going to be all of this. As every single time I have to say this, is that your personal preference and what you intend to be up against is going to dictate how you proceed.
Oh, yeah.
How you prep.
Absolutely. Mr. Zero says it's always good to have multiple packs of various sizes. I agree. You know, I've got this.
Yeah, somebody got to keep one
Here it
Tigris
is.
in business.
Here it is. There's a little cheapo pack.
Somebody got to keep one Tigris in business.
This is a little camera pack. It's nothing too fancy. Little tiny sling pack. Lightweight. Just everything I need, nothing I don't. All the camera equipment goes in there, and away we go to a video shoot or whatever we're doing. Everything is in there to make it happen. Small bags like that I find useful for the like everyday carry, things that you would keep in like a car kit, you know. And then as you get into the bigger, more like assault style packs, those are more like a full day pack. Like I'm going fishing for the day, I'm gonna have a pack, you know.
I like the when they cross the line, like they get into like, I don't know, 36 or even not 72 hour
72
packs tend
hour
to be
packs.
big. I have like these like sort of like, they're like book bags. They kind of like are just like if like JanSport made a bag
Like a little
for the
bit bigger than
military.
an assault pack.
Yeah, like, and it looks like a book bag from high school when you were a kid. You know, you put your trapper keeper in there, but it's like got tactical features. I like bags like that, and I have two of them. I have one that's like the normal size one, and I have one that's like smaller. They call that the EDC pack. So you have to drop a raincoat in there, maybe a hat, pair of gloves.
Yeah, like this little thing. You know, nothing huge.
Like, and it's got the hydration pocket. And
man.
But nothing like overblown. Like not a whole bunch of crap. personal preference. You know, how much you really
Absolutely.
going to sling this bag around? Because a lot of people like have a bag and they automatically go to a backpack. But if like say you're vehicle based, hell with a backpack. Like go for duffel bags, go for totes even.
Yeah, but well, I guess the ultimate
Toolboxes.
thing would be, you know, everybody's gonna say Livingston Man, but the EMP, bro, your car's gonna break down. It's not gonna start. The EMP is gonna get you.
Which I mean,
So
like a backpack if you got to hoof it, but if you don't
yeah,
plan to
I mean,
hoof
if
it,
you have, you know, like for instance, my inch truck, I've got like everything I need in the truck. If the truck breaks down, I'm not going to be able to carry everything in the truck, but I will be able to take the essential items and put them in a bag that I also keep in the truck that's empty,
what are you gonna do?
rolled
Like,
up and stuffed away.
Self-destruct. You're gonna scuttle the ship.
No,
it
but
fall
I
into
mean,
enemy hands.
I wouldn't leave anything behind that I felt could be used against me to harm me. So I'm not really too worried about that. And if that was the case, if I had to leave something behind that could potentially be used to harm me, yes, it would all be destroyed before leaving or rendered inoperable, however the case may be. I'm not going to leave a means of somebody doing harm against me or my family or my people, my crew, my mag, my whatever.
I wonder if, like, if you had your whole
Behind.
life, if you had your whole life in your vehicle,
Yeah.
and they'll say like, you know, like the fucking vehicle fucks off on you, and you're like, "No, well, yeah, I guess okay, we live here now.
Totally could be the case. Totally could be the case. Perhaps temporarily. You know, maybe it's something. Maybe it's something stupid. Maybe you just need a repair on the vehicle and you can get back on your way. But you're down until you can walk to a parts store, grab a part, and come back.
I suppose you still have to like step away from it time to time.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's if
So many
it's
questions.
the EMP, bro, and everything is dead. I got no GPS. I got no phone. I got no music to jam out in the apocalypse to Livingston Man. I'm just gonna hum songs in my head, you know, for eternity while I bug out. And
I hate you, EMP people. Like,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna come from the sun, though. Nobody's gonna see it coming.
you know what's gonna happen?
It's gonna sucker punch us.
In their scenario, they're like the EMP. What they envision is that their location will not be directly affected by a catastrophic, like, nuclear exchange.
Electromagnetic pulse.
So what they propose, that what they believe is that they will be somehow spared the like
The
initial
EMP
effect.
damage.
Well, just the initial effect of a mass carpet bombing of the continental United States by nuclear,
by whoever.
multi-megaton, multiple independent re-entry vehicles, where like they strike every major population center. And what you think is that like the EMP is going to be like your problem.
No.
Your problem is
That's
going
a
to be
that's a
the complete crippling of your entire way of life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, via
EMP
thermonuclear war.
yeah, the fact that your stupid cell phone don't work, that's a given. TV ain't gonna work. Power ain't gonna work. Nothing is going to work. And it really doesn't matter, like, you know, the EMP. You're gonna be lucky to survive from the fallout. You're gonna be lucky to survive the actual radiological effects of said scenario.
Yeah. I mean, even if they're airburst, you're still looking at, you know, humongous doses of radiation in the atmosphere.
It's more of a thing for me to say tomorrow night, which would be we all gonna die Wednesday. But when they talk about like mass casualties, 1 billion dead,
Yeah, man.
I'll know who you think you are, but you should consider counting yourself among them.
Yeah, I think if it happened and the way that they would target things, I think we would be eating a Fallout sandwich here in the Hudson Valley.
If you're within 50
a big
miles
fat
of
Fallout sandwich.
If you're within 50 miles of a major population center or a major military base, goodbye.
Yeah, but we fall in that gray area here, which is like,
if not in the initial strike,
all we can do is hope that the wind blows the right direction, I guess. If the wind blows the right direction, we got a chance. If it doesn't, then we're gonna eat the Fallout sandwich, Livingston.
the exchange itself will cause its own weather. firestorms and every other thing.
I think that's more of our concern is like literally it's going to incinerate everything. Imagine New York City. Within a certain radius, everything's going to be incinerated, right? And all of that stuff is going to be on fire, and that smoke is going to go somewhere. We've seen what happens with the Canadian wildfires, and that's not even like nuclear, fallout.
Right. What this, not only that's fallout, yeah, but also the black rain.
Yeah.
Because the atmosphere becomes dense with all this debris and smoke and stuff in it. Like it can cause thunderstorms, but then when this rains to the earth, it's just all toxic.
Yeah, and then it's poisoning the water and everything else.
The first thing that infrastructure deprived people do is run outside and drink it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
because their well doesn't work, they ran a dry flush in the toilet. Acting like.
I mean, I think initially your well would be okay, but you're outside and you're exposed to radiation, contaminated rain, contaminated ground, contaminated soil. All we can do is hope that this isn't going to happen, man. I mean, you can prepare for this as much as you want, but eventually your preps run out and you have to deal with living in a nuclear wasteland.
In these unprecedented times we live in, it's hard to rule out that they won't just keep pushing it.
Yeah, and they
would these people nuke
saber rattle all the time, the nuclear saber all the time.
Would these people nuke the planet for ratings? Yeah, I think they would.
They might.
Was there profit? Would they be safe and would they profit somehow? Then they would do it. But the mythical they.
Well, they have to rebuild everything after the fact.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
For what?
Sure.
Then go to maybe
to gain power again. Right?
It bugs me why all these rich people want to go to Mars. I'm like, y'all know something I don't.
Maybe.
I got a buddy. Maybe. I got a buddy of mine thinks that they know. The mythical they.
Okay.
That they know that it's a lost cause already. He thinks that either the Earth is flying into the sun, there's nothing they can do about it, and that's why it keeps getting hotter, that global warming is real, but not for what they tell you it is. It's because
we're getting sucked into the sun.
Because NASA's lying. The scale of the solar system, everything else is not what we're told it is, and that we don't really have a whole lot of time left, and so we're just riding it out.
Well, before we get sucked into the sun, guys, check out our friends at Mickwick Fire Starters. Get yourself this campfire is brought to you by Mickwick Fire Starters.
Almost got me.
They will totally bring the campfire anywhere you need it.
You're gonna need to start a fire soon enough. But
before we get sucked into the sun, get yourself some Mickwick Fire Starters.
If you can't be a solution,
honestly,
be part of the problem.
It's the easiest way to start a fire other than getting sucked right into the fucking sun.
He thinks that it's just not what we're told. Like, we don't actually have a lot of time here.
Prepared Irishman says, now I have to look at the nuclear fallout maps. Yeah.
They got that game you can play where you can drop a nuke on like your town and figure out.
Yeah, it's the nuke map. I think we've shared it before in previous live streams.
So intriguing.
The nuke map is you can use like any kiloton warhead you want to deliver on any city anywhere. Air burst it, ground burst it. I mean, radius, yeah. They calculate casualties, the whole 9 yards. It's fucking scary, Livingston, man. It is fucking scary.
If you guys are down for a rabbit hole trip, I mean, start research, start at the Manhattan Project. Go to Wikipedia, where nuclear weapons even came from.
Yeah.
More research has probably been done.
Or if you go to the movies, see Oppenheimer. I guess
he's
that's
the guy.
Yeah.
Father of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of help from a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But they know that because first they built the thing and it went boom and they were like, holy cow.
Wow, big boom.
Then they were like, we should probably figure out how to use it. So they tested them. And it's why all of us have this cool shit called strontium in our bones.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, look that up too.
So they carbon date us because they can tell how old we are because of how much of it
Any
we've
person
absorbed.
born after the Trinity test in 1945 has strontium in their bones in America.
So it took one bomb to put
Well,
strontium in everybody's bones in
well, they
America?
tested a whole lot more of it. They did
It's a thing that they do.
did the big ones out in the Pacific Ocean. They blasted whole like island chains to smithereens. But so much research has been done in these things, and some of the footage they filmed it all. It's wild to see, like, you know, like.
Do you believe, now there was a guy who was on Joe Rogan, speaking of him earlier, who said all of these experiments and things, they were all, it was a race against the Russians to build the biggest nuke.
And, race against the Germans at first.
And then it became, we have to fake them getting bigger. Like they have video of these, you know, villages and things getting just blown away. And the guy's like, how is that even possible? How is the camera still there? The camera didn't shake, it didn't vibrate, it didn't do anything. It was just steady Eddie and no nothing. And the film wasn't radiated from the radiation. It's fake. This is CGI. Could it be?
No,
could it be? Like
I don't believe
you know.
it.
Santiago, what's good, my brother? How are you?
A lot of those nuclear tests were done with the utmost. The United States was just as fearful of what they had created than the rest of the world was. There was a running bet with the scientists that when they set off the first one, they weren't sure it wouldn't just ignite the atmosphere and destroy everything.
But they set it off anyway.
There was about a 50% chance is what they gave it.
50-50.
It's either going to do it or not.
Fuck it. Send it.
Once they found out that it was implausible but not impossible, and they went ahead anyway.
There you go. There you go. Prepared Irishman says, thanks guys for the fear porn. Now I'm gonna have to order a pallet of Peak Refuel, Mickwicks, a couple HVPAS mugs while supplies last. Get them while you can, Prepared Irishman. They're flying off the shelves.
I wish we could offer that like package, like get a pallet of Peak Refuel, 2 Hudson Valley Prep and Survival hoodies, and
yeah, Mickwicks, coffee mugs.
Like
I'll tell you what.
Low price.
I'll tell you what. I can make it happen. I can make it happen. I guarantee you.
You gotta hit him in the DMs.
Yeah. You'll have to holler at your boy. Holler at your boy.
Now, all this fear porn and nuclear shit aside, all I want to know, if you guys want to go down a rabbit hole and learn how nuclear weapons were like developed and created and stuff, it's a very interesting story. But I don't think it's the main thing, and it's not the main existential crisis we face.
You think it's we're getting sucked into the sun?
I didn't think that. My buddy thinks that. I thought it was intriguing as well. I think and I've consistently stated this, it's going to be a death by 1,000 cuts.
The slow burn.
The slow burn, just the decay. You don't notice it.
The grind.
You don't see it. You become nose blind to the stink of it.
All of a sudden you realize your wallet's empty and things are bad.
How did we get here? It's a societal breakdown.
Especially when you haven't changed the way that you're living, and it's just everything costs more and more and more and more.
We see declining morals in general. We see graft, corruption, a law for thee and not for me.
We're watching it every day.
We see double standards. We see a system that we know every one of us can look inside ourselves from the highest to the lowest person and say, this is just bullshit. It's either fake or completely broken.
I
we
think
choose to live in complacency and not really do anything about it, because what else do we know? What else do we know? What are we supposed to do? Right?
Yeah.
What can I do? What can you do? And that's really the question. I'm here to offer an answer to that.
Well, it's.
But I'm asking you guys to ask yourself that question. Like, what can I do?
You can organize.
Because you know what?
I think that's the answer. I think the answer is for people to organize. I think
nothing
the answer
will
is for
ever happen
people.
if we all continue to ask ourselves, what can I do, and continue to do nothing.
Yeah, no, I think it's organization, man. I think that's what they fear the most, is people coming together under a common cause, that is the squeeze of everybody financially. You know,
We mu-
everybody feels, doesn't matter what segment of life you live in, you are feeling the squeeze. You are feeling the inflation. You are feeling the shrinkflation at the grocery store. I noticed the packaging keeps getting smaller. The price stays the same. That's how they get you. We didn't raise prices.
No,
We just took some of the product away.
Here's where I got to chime in and say that there is a segment that does not notice that.
Absolutely, absolutely. The folks who are currently unfazed by this, but I feel that the real squeeze is coming soon. I think the interest rates are going to get jacked again, and I think they're going to surprise everybody with a large point hike, and really stick it to the people.
What
I
do they
do.
stand to? Now, I believe that
They're trying to fight inflation.
What do they stand to gain from sticking it to the people that make the society work? Like, this is a recipe for disaster.
To make the dollar stronger. That's what it is. They have to take your job away to make the dollar worth more.
You're talking to a guy who doesn't believe that piece of paper should mean anything to anyone.
I'm with you, Livingston, man. It's hey, it's all made up and the points don't matter.
Like, I get it, but like, again, we must agree here. We must admit that whole thing is like fake, you guys. Like, it can't be real the way it works.
I think realistically, we need to get a good group of people together to discuss barter and put current monetary numbers to other tangible items. You know, your staples, your produce, your meats, your things that keep you alive, right? Firewood is going to become a currency, especially if you can't cut it or split it or stack it. It's going to become a currency at some point.
There's a reason back in the colonial era there was no trees.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's cold. Because it's cold.
You clear the land and make farm. Like, that's what you did.
Yeah.
If you guys want a vision of your future, you need to look to the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Assume your EMP happens. Assume your great reset happens. Assume your fucking favorite conspiracy theory happens. The end result is always the same. A return to the old ways.
At some point,
You have to look there. Learn those skills.
Yeah, they say that we're the fifth or sixth advanced civilization. Some people say
A bunch of
to live on the planet Earth.
A bunch of wayfish, buck-toothed limeys sailed here on a rickety ship they called the Mayflower, and for some reason,
Buck-toothed limeys.
for some reason, their ancestors are still here, and you know what they're doing? Claiming superiority over the rest of us. And I'm just saying that they were somehow managed to fight off, like they showed up in a wilderness. They carved out a civilization that we now call the United States of America.
Yeah.
They sailed here on a ship.
Yeah, Chrisman, I'm with you. I'm a handy individual. I'm a carpenter. I can fix things. I can patch your roof. I can fix your floor. I can fix things. So I have that skill. Plus, I have some other skills that I could loan out to people if necessary.
You sound like one of these like left-wing people that's like, well, when the revolution happens, I'm gonna fix everybody's floor. No, you're gonna go mine coal, motherfucker. What you're gonna do.
I'll probably be
along
cutting
with 8 and
fucking
10
firewood all day, every day is what I'll be
You will
doing.
be fed according to your worth.
That's right. That's
Don't
right.
work no more, you'll be shot. Utopia.
Livingston man is in this cold. You cold tonight. You're right. You need to go warm me up, buddy. Warm me up. He's just got a
I
general
don't see utopia.
disdain.
I don't see utopia occurring. I see dystopia occurring. I see re-education.
Militant farmer says, "Good. When it all breaks down, come work on the farm." I'm in.
Now, if I'm reading at least my manorial history of upstate New York, that was the deal. Big boss paid for you. He paid your fare across the Atlantic. You got to come here
And work the farm.
He's like, here's 5 acres. You're like, this is woods. He's like, clear it and make a farm out of it. You're like, okay. And then you did that, and he's like, give me like 1/3 of what you got, and otherwise you're good.
Yep.
They did away with that system because post-revolution in America, it's actually persisted for quite a while until I think in 1840 something. But like Claremont, if you're familiar with upstate New York, we have a lot of this Even the Rensselaer Estate, Rensselaerwick, Claremont, so many other like of these Patroon estates.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
the
yeah,
idea.
the big
The
ones.
big boss man.
Yeah, right on the river.
He was granted huge tracts of land, and what they would do is put out like a recruitment almost, come to the New World, form a new life, all the way.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like Ellis Island. I'm talking like 1700s here,
Right.
pre-revolution. And they would have them come here. You'd carve out your own little piece of the world, and it was yours. You gave the manor lord a third of your shit, and he stayed out of your business. You do you. If you like got up in the world, you could buy more land from the manor lord, and you'd like just work it like that. Just give me a third of your shit.
Right.
Now, post-revolution, because of kings and queens and aristocracy and stuff, America had a problem with that. We didn't like being told what to do by people who thought they was better than us. So eventually,
America.
through a series of legal moves and what have you, one, they outlawed slavery. A lot of these people, even here in upstate New York, slavery was legal until 1830 something.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly the plantation chattel slavery they had in the South. The slaves lived with these folks in the house. You'd call them servants, but they were not. They were slaves.
Yeah.
And so even here in upstate New York, the big landowners, the big property stuff, the foundation's built on slavery, coercion, and exploitation.
Oh yeah.
And-
Well, all of America. You know, it was something that was of common practice back in the day. I'm never going to say it was right, but it was of common practice back in the day.
And a lot of them, they came out and they made right by it. You know, they like, atoned for their sins. They granted their slaves freedom. But at the end of the day, like the slaves didn't have anything better. All they could do was go back to work for the same guy.
Yeah.
But now they had to buy their own food. They'd have to pave their own way. They'd have to like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I am not by any means saying that slavery was beneficial to fucking anyone except the people who were exploiting it. But the point I'm trying to make is that system essentially still exists today in how...
You have to work for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. They call it the slave to the grind.
Right. It's like they learned that if they release you from their care, pay you a pittance...
You have to work even harder. And you can't revolt. You don't have time to revolt. You got to keep working.
And and for anyone who is trying to interpret what I said any way different than the disclaimer I just put on it, go fuck yourself. You know what I meant.
I agree. I think...
I call it wage slaves. If you're not fucking rich, you're a fucking wage slave, and I don't care how you want to spend it.
Absolutely. Paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
Paycheck to
and
paycheck.
You're kept that way intentionally so that you only have time to worry about the essentials. You can never dream bigger.
Yeah, no. Got to keep scrounging to stay alive.
And you don't have time to worry about the bigger picture. How could
Very true.
How could I
Very
change things? How could this be made better?
Organize. Get together.
Not a fan of unions either.
Together we are strong. Individually, I can't do a lot, but as a large group, we present much larger numbers, and people have to take notice.
I'm not advocating. What I'm advocating is that every person.
I'm rich in spirit, says Hunter. Me too.
Yeah, that's really all you gotta be. What I'm advocating for here is that every person know their worth, and every person realize and evaluate what you are spending your life energy on. You're only here once.
Well said. We're gonna leave you guys with that right there. It is too soon to tell Tuesday.
Wow, we flew right through that.
And we are Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, and we will catch you all tomorrow night. We're gonna go set up that stream right now. On the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. We're past the 1 year mark. It's out of fucking control, Livingston, man.
Never thought any of this would go this far.
Let's get it. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. And we'll catch you all tomorrow night on the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. We out of here.